Hi there, and welcome to the Barbara Young channel. I'm going to make another skirt, and it is the Simplicity 8133. It's a wrap skirt. Now, I've actually made this skirt before, so it's basically not a new make, and I don't need to do a mock-up. I don't feel like I do because I've already made it before, and I felt quite confident when I made it before, and what I ended up with was this skirt, this wrap skirt. The one with the unicorn pattern on it, which is a really nice skirt. I do like it. It's lovely and lightweight. Just see if I can make it wrap over. Fight with it a moment, and it's there you go, like that. A nice wrap skirt. Now this one's got a patch pocket on it, and the lengths on there, which are, I'd say, built into the seam, but they are into this waistband. This one comes out from this end, but this one is actually in the seam, as it were, in the waistband, so it comes out at the right point. Now, what I'm going to be doing this time is making maybe some amendments to this one, starting with putting side pockets in. Rather than that one, I'm going to attempt to put side pockets in on the side seams. That will be intriguing, I imagine, but I will give it a go and see if I can make this skirt again with this material, which is the my Croissant material. And it's about the same drapiness because it's a cotton poplin. I believe it's a cotton poplin. Anyway, it does say 100%. What's it say on the side there? Croissant. Digital. Wow, that word's hard to say. Digital collection designed for you by Poppy, Europe. 100% cotton, and it's Okotex assured. So there you go. Nice and drapey. There is one thing about this though that I have noticed, and it is the pattern. Now, if I do it with the grain like that, you can see that the croissants are going like up and down, which is a bit odd, which is not the way that I really want it. What I want it is for the croissants to be, I don't know if it should be like that. That seems better. So if I do it that way, that means I'm going to be cutting the pattern on the cross grain. I'm having trouble with my teeth today. I do apologise. I'm with the cross grain, cutting on the cross grain there. But that should be alright. As long as I don't go on the bias, then that won't be a problem. So, and there's plenty of material here. It's about 2 metres basically. So I've got more than enough to be able to get this out. Especially as on this, I'm going for view D, which is that view, which is effectively the shortest skirt. I've got plenty there. I could actually make the longest one if I wanted, but I've not done my plans for that one, so it'll be a view D. So I've got my pattern pieces that I've actually already cut out, and I've got my material. So I'm ready to go, so I think I better get on and cut this out and get it together. Well, I've got all my material cut out and everything prepped. I've actually already done the interfacing on the what will be the waistband piece. I thought I'd get all that done, just get on with it and just show you how far I am. As I'm putting pockets in there, pockets of which I've already put a bit of, if I can get it opened up, a bit of facing piece on there, as it were, for the inner pocket, because obviously when you put your fingers in there, you want to not have this material, because I've decided to use this. It's just like a basic cotton material that I'd got, that I'd used for pockets before. I'd actually put them in a garment, or started to, and then decided not to. So I pulled them out and I had them sitting around, so I thought, brilliant, I'll use them. That's good for me. So everything's prepped and ready to go. So I think first off on the instructions, as I have a quick read, where we get to. Page 1 is basically nothing really to talk about. Page 2 is a lot more instruction stuff. It does say about the pocket, and it does say about doing some stay stitching. Yeah, I suppose I ought to. Mind you, it's not too bad because it's a cotton poplin, and everything's ready to go. So after that, next thing is the darts, and then putting the fronts and backs together, which is where the pockets will come in. So that'll be the fun bit. Well, I've put the darts in the back, and I've got my front pieces ready to go, because you have to do the side hem piece, hemming on those front pieces, which we've got a left and right front. So now I'm going to put the pockets in. This is out of sequence, or I'll say it's not in sequence at all, is it? Because you shouldn't have pockets on this pattern, and I'm adding pockets because I want them. So before I stitch the two front pieces, left and right front, to the back, I've got to put these pockets in. So I've pinned them in the place that I want, and hopefully matched them up on the front bit. So get them in, get it sewn together, and hopefully that'll all line up nicely. Hopefully. Well, I've got the pockets in, they're finally done. See, sort of ordinary pocket. I've used a pocket lining. It's just a, I don't know, it's a cotton of some sort for what it means. I've got nice side pockets on the seams, which is brilliant. They're not big pockets, but enough to put a hand in. And because I'd put some extra bit of material on the edge of where the pocket, where your hand goes in, it means that when it opens up, you can't really see the pocket lining, or doesn't show so much. So, you know, put your hand in without seeing the pocket lining, so you've got that bit of extra material there, which I think makes it look really nice. So, two pockets, it's looking like a skirt now, isn't it? Waistband next, and that's meant to be fairly easy, really. Now, the waistband consists of several parts. You've got an outer part. This is the part that's been interfaced. There's three pieces to create it: the back, front left, front right, and then you've got the same for the inside, effectively a facing piece. This is not interfaced, that's going to go against that, and then the two long tie pieces. Now, like normal, you just sew these pieces together like so, like you normally do with any waistband or something like that, or even facing pieces. And that's what you get a long piece. But with this, I've got to insert the one of the tie pieces into this before I do it. Now, the way that the instructions show this is that when this is sewn together, these two pieces that I've got here, it sticks out. So I've actually got to put it on the outside of this piece here, which is that one's got a slight curve. It will form this bit that comes round here. So this is the bit there that goes underneath, and then the other piece will come over the top. So I've got to put that on first. That's my first deal with the waistband, and then it's a case of stitch these pieces together, stitch the facing pieces together, and then start putting this actually onto the garment. Better get on with it, I suppose. Well, I've got the waistband on. Well, almost. I'll just explain what I've been doing with this waistband, because what it tells you to do is to take the main bit of the waistband, this is the part with the interfacing, this is the side you're going to see when you're wearing it. There's my interfacing, and you stitch that on to the skirt, top of the skirt. Then you're meant to put the other tie band on. Of course, this is after you've got all your pieces together, which are three pieces. You put your three pieces together with this particular tie band fixed in between these two pieces, which is the back and the left front. So it's actually within the waistband, as I say, and then I've attached this end, and then you're meant to attach the facing part of the waistband, which you put on and you stitch up there so it's in line with the hem, so you get this nice neat even hem, and then stitch all in one, you stitch all in one along there to the other end, do the same. I didn't do it like that. What I've done is basically put the waistband together, the 3 pieces, then I've attached the facing piece to it. I just find it easier because then I've not got to, once I've got this initial waistband on, I've not got to try and wrestle with getting the facing piece on. It's already there. I've just got to fold it over. But obviously, once I've done that, when I'm stitching this line to stitch the facing piece to the main waistband, because I haven't attached it to the skirt yet, I have to make sure I start in from where the seam allowance is, so 1.5 centimetres in before I start stitching, because then I've got to stitch along this part here to make it nice and even. And also, I hadn't put this tie piece on then when I put these 2 pieces together, and as I've done that, now I've put that on, of which you do by having them right sides together, because when you put those 2 right sides together, once you put this piece on, I'm going to turn it inside out and you get this nice edge there. So that's how I've done it. It's not right as far as the instructions go, but it works, and I think it works better because I think there's less messing about. Of course, I've pressed the hell out of it to make sure all the seams are nice and neat and even before each stage of sewing it together, because I want it to go together right. And yeah, it seemed to come along all right. I could trim some of this and take some of the thickness out, but actually I don't think I need to, because when I stitch this down, this one down, which will be stitched in the ditch, it's not being affected by that thickness. I'm in the ditch, so that shouldn't be a problem. And if anything, that extra bulk helps give it a bit more thickness, a bit more rigidity, so it stays as a nice thick waistband. So finish off that bit of a waistband, and then basically I've just got to hem it up. And here we are, the finished garment. Finally managed to get it done. As you can see, a nice lovely wrap skirt. And yeah, I think it's come out really quite nice. I know I've made this one before, and okay, so I should be fairly good at making it, but I did do a few amendments and alterations to this. It ties at the side, and the one tie comes out of the waistband at that point, and the other one just comes out at the end of the wrap. I've got a big popper here, or snapper as some people might call it, and I've got a big one, because I tend to find the small ones don't hold so well, so I've managed to find a really big one to put in there to make it nice and secure. And yeah, it fits really nicely. I like the length. It comes down to sort of further than halfway between, I don't know, my thigh and my knee. But that length I quite like. You know, I tend to like it from about there down to about the knee. That's the length I quite like with skirts. So that's come out really nice, and it sits really nicely. The design is actually meant to be that it sits off of the waist, so probably on the high hip. So what I found is that the problem being with this pattern is that if you make it to your hip size, if you're like me and you've got narrow hips and a thicker waist, then you tend to have this issue with it fitting well, not getting enough cover on the front pieces. So what I've done with mine is I actually cut it to size 12, but I extended the front pieces, so this piece here and the piece that comes across this side underneath, I've made them longer, so they just got greater length when it goes across each other, when they go over to wrap, so there's more coverage on that area that goes across each other. That just makes it a little bit nicer, but more comfortable, and make sure that you know it's not going to gape open at all. So that's what I did to make the amendments, which is really great and very simple. Yeah, and the other amendment was that I put pockets in on the side seams. These are just basic, simple side pockets. The original pattern comes with a design for a patch pocket, which I had put on the previous make, but I wanted pockets in the seams, and that's so nice, isn't it? Just, you can just go, yeah, pockets in the seams. It just works really well, I think. Wrap skirts don't usually have pockets in the seams, but I like that, and I think it's come out really well. Very nice skirt. Darts in the back, and it sits nicely on the waistband. Even though I've got it higher up, I actually got it on the waist, which is where I prefer it to sit. So yeah, nice pattern as well. Croissants. I know it doesn't really go with this top, but it does look nice, and I think it fits really well. So that's the Simplicity 8133 wrap skirt. Like I say, it's not the first time I've done this. I've done it before, but yeah, it's with an amendment on it and some slight alterations to the process, to the fitting procedures, as it were. Yeah, I think that's come out really well. I've learnt more, I should say, I've already learnt more from doing other patterns, that as I've now come back to this one, it's been a lot easier to do. Probably could have done it a bit quicker if I hadn't been messing about filming it and stuff, but there you go. It's come out really quickly, and of course the amendment of pockets in there as well, I think, has made an absolute blinding change. That's made a big difference in this lovely gorgeous pattern. Croissants, yeah, I reckon it looks really nice. I really do like having those pockets there, that being the biggest change really. And actually it's not that hard to put them in. If you know how to put the pockets in, then they're really quite good. And the other thing there is doing that thing where I lined the inner part of the pocket before you get to the actual pocket, means that, yeah, you don't see the actual pocket lining. As I said, there is a big popper. I got a big popper for that, which just makes it much easier to hold together. So yeah, one croissant wrap skirt. It's brilliant. It's very nice. It's very easy to make, and I think once you've made it once, it's even easier to make after that. Shoving pockets in it, bonus. Yeah, all round, it's a great skirt. It's a great wrap. I like that. Simplicity 8133. If you liked this video, please do give it a click that like button. It really helps. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, because I'll always be making stuff or telling you about what I am making or doing. And hopefully that will be something of interest to you. So thank you very much for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!